Imagine the vast and deep ocean, where darkness is pierced by the gentle light reflecting off the waves. In the midst of this majestic environment, a female orca is about to bring new life into the world. After 17 long months of gestation, she prepares for one of the most important moments of her existence, the birth of her calf. The water, already the natural home of this experienced mother, now becomes the setting for the first major event in the life of a young orca. With controlled effort, the mother gives birth to the calf, who emerges from her uterine safety directly into the vast and mysterious ocean. The little one, about 2.5 meters long and already weighing almost 180 kilograms, glides through the water for the first time. But the journey doesn't end here. The first challenge is just beginning. Without hesitation, the mother uses her snout to gently nudge the newborn towards the surface. He needs to breathe, and fast. As his body breaks the surface of the sea, the little orca takes his first breath of fresh air, a simple yet crucial moment that marks the beginning of a new life. This first dive is accompanied by a sense of security, as the calf is not alone. Around him, other members of the pod, the social group to which the mother belongs, are nearby, ready to protect and care for this new life. They move in synchrony, like a united family, creating an environment of protection and learning. In the first days of life, the calf stays close to his mother, learning the secrets of survival. With each movement, he mimics her, drinking her milk and paying attention to the sounds around him. However, the ocean is a place of discoveries, and the young orca will soon be introduced to a much larger world, full of mysteries and challenges. He will begin to develop his skills, always under the watchful guidance of the older ones. The social life of the group will be crucial in teaching him the lessons he will need to master. Witnessing the first dive of an orca is to witness the magic of wildlife in action, a blend of instinct, maternal love, and pure determination to survive and thrive. But this is only the first phase of a long journey, a journey filled with learning, group hunts, and the discovery of the vast underwater realm that this young orca will now call home. And so the adventure of the little orca begins. As the orca calf grows, he discovers that he is not alone in the vast ocean. Since his first dive, he lives surrounded by a unique and incredibly structured family environment. The pod, the social group he belongs to, consists of multiple generations of orcas living harmoniously and cooperatively. And it is this family unit that will be the foundation of his entire life. This bond with family is much more than mere coexistence. Orcas are highly social animals, and unlike many other predators, they do not hunt or live alone. They are part of something much larger, a group led by a matriarch, usually the oldest and most experienced orca. It is she who guides the family through the waters, steering the group with her wisdom and knowledge accumulated over decades. That's right, some females can live up to 90 years, becoming true leaders of entire generations. Within this structure, the young calf finds security. He is never alone. There are always other family members nearby, whether they are aunts, cousins, or even older siblings. This family cohesion ensures protection against predators and the sharing of valuable knowledge. Each member plays an important role, and learning is a constant. From an early age, the calf begins to observe the older ones and learn essential survival behaviors, such as hunting and navigating the vast oceans. And it's not just a physical presence that makes the Orcas family environment so special. Their communication is fascinating. Using a complex variety of sounds, whistles, and clicks, each group has its own dialect, which means that Orcas can recognize and differentiate themselves from other groups based on sound. The young calf, still in his first months of life, is already beginning to understand this unique language, listening attentively to every click and whistle exchanged among his family. With each passing day, the calf becomes more integrated into the system. He plays with other young members of the group, testing his skills and strengthening bonds that will last a lifetime. And even when he becomes an adult, he will not drift away from his mother or the group. Orcas are one of the few species in the animal kingdom where calves, especially males, stay with their mothers for their entire lives. This family environment not only ensures survival, but also creates a network of emotional and social support that strengthens the group as a whole. As the young orca grows, he will begin to learn the complex art of group hunting, always following the older ones. But that is a story for the next chapters of this journey. As the young orca continues to grow in his family environment, one of his most fascinating characteristics begins to emerge: the extraordinary intelligence that defines Orcas as one of the brightest animals on the planet. It is not just instinct. Orcas demonstrate a level of understanding, strategy, and learning that impresses even scientists. From a very early age, the young orca already begins to show signs of a sharp mind. He closely observes the older ones, not only to learn basic behavior, but also to understand the nuances of living in a group. Orcas have the ability to solve problems creatively, whether it's capturing prey or communicating in surprising ways. A testament to this is their incredible capacity to adapt to different situations, whether hunting, navigating complex waters, or engaging socially. The communication among orcas is one of the greatest examples of their intelligence. They use a complex form of language composed of clicks, whistles, and pulse sounds. Each sound has a purpose: finding food, keeping the group together, or even expressing emotions. Every day, the young orca refines his communication skills, learning to use his group's dialect while understanding and responding to the signals of others. It's almost as if he is learning a language of his own, which facilitates not only social organization, but also coordination in critical moments, such as during a hunt. But it's not just the communication that reveals how intelligent these creatures are. The young orca also learns by observing the older ones crafting sophisticated hunting plans. A classic example is the ability of orcas to coordinate group attacks, creating traps for their prey. They demonstrate a capacity for planning that requires a deep understanding of their surroundings, including reading the tides, tracking the movements of their prey, and collaborating efficiently with other group members. The calf, still in his learning process, watches these strategies with fascination as he prepares to one day apply this knowledge in practice. Moreover, orcas have a unique ability to teach one another. When the group discovers a new hunting technique or a new way to navigate their environment, that knowledge is passed down from generation to generation. The young orca will soon understand that being part of this learning cycle is vital for his survival. This brilliant mind, however, is not used solely to ensure survival. Orcas are known for their playfulness, showing that, just like humans, they have curiosity about the world around them. They leap, swim at high speeds, and interact with other animals in playful ways, demonstrating a side of their intelligence that goes beyond basic needs. This playful behavior is also a way to develop their social and physical skills, something the young orca engages in with great enthusiasm. And so, the calf continues his journey of growth, now better understanding the complexities of the world around him, always guided by his curiosity and natural intelligence. But the true test of his abilities is yet to come, when he finally joins the group in one of the most impressive hunts in the animal kingdom. Now that the young orca is more integrated into the group and has mastered many aspects of social life, the time has come to learn one of the most important and fascinating lessons of his species: group hunting tactics. And here, the true intelligence of orcas shines with all its potential, as they are not just individual hunters, but masters of strategic cooperation. On his first day of training, the calf closely follows the adults of the group. He is still too young to participate actively, but his attentive eyes observe every movement with fascination. The atmosphere is tense but also harmonious, with all family members acting in sync, as if following a carefully rehearsed choreography. The hunt begins with the selection of prey. Orcas hunt a wide variety of animals, including fish, squid, and even large marine mammals like seals and whales. Today's target is schools of herring, fish that swim in large masses. The calf realizes that this type of hunting is not a simple chase. It's a true game of strategy. The orcas position themselves in a circle around the school, forming a kind of containment ring. The coordination is impeccable. The adults begin to emit echolocation sounds, accurately detecting the position of the fish. And then, suddenly, the plan is put into action. They start to violently slap their tails on the water, creating a wall of bubbles. This bubble net confuses and traps the fish, forcing them to group even closer together. It is at this moment that the calf sees the impressive intelligence of the group in action. Instead of hunting in a disorganized manner, each orca has a specific role. Some maintain the formation of the circle, while others take turns entering the middle of the school to capture their prey. The orcas swim in a coordinated rhythm, like an elite team on a well-rehearsed mission. The young orca, although still a learner, feels the excitement of the hunt. He swims alongside his mother, paying attention to all the details, trying to understand each part of this complex strategy. Cooperation is key. No orca hunts alone when the goal is to capture prey that moves in large numbers or quickly. Each group member plays an essential role, ensuring that the hunt is efficient and that everyone receives their share. The calf, even without actively participating, begins to understand that to be a great hunter, he will need to master communication, patience, and the ability to work as a team. He will learn that orcas can even adjust their tactics depending on the prey, showing a flexibility and intelligence rarely seen in the animal kingdom. And so, day by day, the young orca will become more skilled, more experienced, until the day he too participates in the group hunting formation, an important step toward becoming a full member of the group. But this is a journey that is still unfolding, and the sea, with all its mysteries, holds many more lessons for him. What will be the next challenge he will face? The discovery of the dangers and surprises that the ocean holds. But that is a story for another chapter. As the young orca continues to grow, he begins to notice something fascinating about his species. Orcas are true specialists in adaptation. No matter where they live, whether in the icy seas of the Arctic, the warmer waters of tropical oceans, or the rocky, life-filled coasts of the Pacific, they perfectly mold themselves to their surrounding environment. And it is at this point that he begins to understand the immense diversity of his species. Each region of the planet imposes unique challenges, and orcas, with their incredible intelligence and adaptability, respond in surprising ways. In the group of the young orca, which lives in the temperate waters of the Pacific coast, the hunt focuses on large, fast fish, such as salmon. But elsewhere, the story is quite different. The calf hears stories of the orcas that live in the frigid waters of the Arctic. These orcas are known for hunting large marine mammals, such as seals and even whales. They have developed specific techniques to deal with the ice, such as pushing floating ice to force seals to move and become exposed. This behavior is very different from what the calf is used to seeing in his own group, where hunting in open, warmer waters requires a different approach. Additionally, in certain regions, such as the warmer waters near New Zealand, orcas have specialized in hunting rays, which requires not only skill but also courage. The young orca learns that, despite being of the same species, orcas in different parts of the world have developed distinct behaviors to survive. And that is what makes them one of the most successful species in the oceans. This adaptability goes beyond hunting. Orcas also adjust their social behavior and even their communication according to the environment. Groups of orcas that live in murkier waters, for example, rely more on echolocation to navigate and hunt. Those that live in clear waters use their vision much more. And most surprisingly, the young calf will learn that each group of orcas, depending on the region they inhabit, has its own dialect of sounds, a unique language that helps maintain social cohesion and facilitates communication during hunts. Over time, the calf will understand that he is part of something much larger, a species that, despite being distributed across almost all the oceans of the world, adapts uniquely to each environment. He will realize that, although he was born in a specific region, he shares a connection with orcas from all corners of the planet, all shaped by their environment, but united by extraordinary intelligence and resilience. As the calf explores the surroundings of his territory, he becomes increasingly aware of the conditions that surround him and how his family adapts to them. But soon, he will discover that not all challenges come from the natural environment. Some dangers come from the surface, and they will change the way he sees the world forever. As the young orca ventured into the vast blue waters of the ocean, a new and fascinating dimension of his life began to reveal itself. Underwater communication. He had grown up surrounded by the sounds of his family's voices, but now he was starting to understand the depth and complexity of the orca's song, a crucial aspect of group life that extends beyond mere communication. The sounds that orcas produce form a rich and varied symphony, a combination of clicks, whistles, and calls that carry deep meanings and emotions. The calf, now more curious than ever, watches his mother and other group members as they communicate in ways that go beyond what words can express. Each sound has a purpose, and the young orca soon discovers that communication is vital for the survival and social cohesion of the group. He begins to notice how, in moments of calm, the group emits soft, melodious sounds, almost as if they are singing a song. These songs have a rhythm and a pattern that seem to repeat, creating a kind of familiar dialect. The calf learns that these sounds help keep everyone connected, especially in vast areas of the ocean where visibility is limited. The sharp clicks of echolocation are also essential for hunting, allowing the orcas to see what is around them, even in the murkiest waters. However, communication goes far beyond functionality. The young orca witnesses an emotional scene when the group gathers to celebrate a successful hunt. The sounds intensify, and the song transforms into a true sound fest. It is an expression of joy, a recognition of collective effort, and a way to reinforce the bonds that unite the family. The calf, enveloped by this energy, feels a wave of emotion, understanding that these interactions are not just a matter of survival but also of unity and love. But the underwater communication of orcas is even more intriguing. He discovers that orcas have the ability to imitate sounds from other marine creatures and even communicate with other species, such as dolphins. This ability reveals an impressive level of intelligence and curiosity. The calf begins to play, trying to imitate the sounds he hears, and soon realizes that this attracts the attention of the older members of his group. This playful aspect of communication is important for learning, allowing him to develop his own social skills. As the calf delves deeper into this sound world, he also becomes more aware of the sounds coming from outside his group. He hears the calls of other nearby orca groups, noticing that each group has its own songs and styles of communication. This diversity fascinates him, and he feels a desire to explore and learn more about the mysteries of the ocean and its inhabitants. However, this auditory journey will not only be one of discovery and learning. The young orca will soon realize that communication is a powerful tool that can be used for both good and ill. As he becomes more independent, new challenges arise. The song of the orcas can be a melody of hope, but it can also attract unexpected dangers. As the young orca continues to explore the mysteries of the ocean, one of the most significant and profound relationships in his life begins to unfold: the bond with his mother. From the moment he emerged from the waters, she has been his guide, protector, and source of love. But now, as he becomes a more aware and curious orca, the calf begins to perceive the complexity and depth of this unique connection. The mother orca is a central figure in the young calf's life. Her presence is like an anchor amidst the vastness of the ocean. Every time he approaches her, he feels a wave of security. She teaches him not only the skills necessary for survival, such as hunting and communicating, but also the social values that unite the group. He observes her interacting with other members of the pod, respecting the elders and caring for the young. These lessons help him understand what it means to be part of a family. The bond between them is built through everyday moments, from playful antics, where she splashes him with a jet of water, to the times he approaches to snuggle, seeking comfort and security. When they feel threatened, the mother becomes a fierce defender, using her strength to protect the calf from any danger. The young orca learns that protection is not only physical but also emotional. The trust he has in his mother becomes the foundation for his own emotional and social development. As the days go by, the young orca observes his mother in action, especially during hunts. He learns how she uses her intelligence and experience to find the best spots and hunting techniques. Each success becomes a shared celebration, and each failure an opportunity for learning. The mother not only teaches, she also listens. In moments of doubt or insecurity, he can approach her, and she always responds with patience and encouragement, demonstrating that their connection goes beyond words. But this maternal bond is also a journey of growth. The calf begins to understand that as he grows, his mother also plays an important role in his independence. He realizes that at some point, he will need to use everything he has learned to explore the world on his own. This idea is both exciting and frightening. The separation from his mother is inevitable, but he knows that her love and teachings will accompany him, no matter the distance. The young orca feels that his relationship with his mother is a cycle of teachings. She, in turn, takes pride in watching him grow and become increasingly independent. The time they spend together becomes a tapestry of shared experiences. Each memory, each sound, each successful hunt weaves an even stronger bond between them. The understanding that this love is a vital force in their lives comforts and motivates him. However, as life in the ocean progresses, the young orca will begin to realize that the maternal bond, while deep and unbreakable, can also be tested by external circumstances. Unexpected challenges lurk in the depths of the sea, and he will soon have to face situations that will test not only his own strength, but also the connection he values so much with his mother. As the young orca delved deeper into his journey through the vastness of the ocean, he began to notice the stories of longevity surrounding the older orcas in his group. These matriarchs, often with decades of life experience, were not just survivors, but also guardians of ancestral knowledge. Each of them carried with them a wealth of experiences, transforming them into true living libraries that guided the younger ones. One of the oldest in the group, known as Mother Moon, was revered not only for her age, but also for her wisdom. Her skin was marked by the scars of ancient battles, and her presence was a symbol of strength and resilience. The young orca was fascinated as he listened to her recount stories from her youth, stories that reflected the harsh realities of life in the ocean, but also moments of joy and triumph. He would approach, his ears attentive, as Mother Moon narrated how she had faced fierce storms and how the unity of the group had been essential in overcoming difficulties. The young orca learned that the longevity of orcas was deeply intertwined with the strength of their social bonds. Mother Moon always emphasized the importance of family and collaboration. Each of us is a part of the whole, she would say, with a firm and melodic voice. Together, we are stronger. Each brings their skills and knowledge, and that is how we survive. These lessons resonated within him, and he understood that while life at sea could be unpredictable and fraught with dangers, true power lay in unity. As the seasons changed and the cycles of life continued, the young orca observed how the older orcas faced aging with dignity. Some, despite their slowness, still hunted with skill, while others taught the younger ones how to find food and adapt to new conditions. He realized that accumulated wisdom was a form of survival, a valuable resource that could not be underestimated. The group, in its dynamics, became a living tapestry of stories and shared experiences. The relationship between the young orca and Mother Moon began to develop even further. He often approached her to learn about the hunting techniques that had been passed down from generation to generation. Mother Moon taught him how to navigate the ocean currents and how to read the signs of the environment. Changes in water temperature, the movement of schools of fish, and even the sounds echoing in the depths. The young orca felt that each new piece of information was not just a lesson, but a heritage that connected him to his roots and the history of his species. However, not all stories of longevity were joyful. As the young orca listened to accounts of the challenges faced by his ancestors, he encountered the harsh reality of life in the sea. Some orcas had vanished during hunts that went wrong or succumbed to larger predators. These narratives were a constant reminder that life was not guaranteed, and the struggle for survival was an inevitable part of existence. While Mother Moon's stories inspired him, the young orca began to understand that each day was a gift. The life of an orca, filled with challenges and joys, was a constantly evolving journey. And Although the future was uncertain, he felt ready to face whatever came, equipping himself with the knowledge and wisdom of his family and the strength of the group. But he would soon realize that the true test of survival was not just in learning, but in applying those lessons in critical moments when life and death intertwined in a delicate balance. As the young Orca became more aware of his place in the group, he began to observe the complex social dynamics that existed among the males of the pod. In a world where the physical strength and impressive presence of a male could easily lead to the assumption that he would be the leader, the reality proved to be much more intricate. The young Orca learned that, although males were generally larger and more robust, they did not always hold leadership positions. One of the most respected males in the group, known as Rex, was a perfect example of this. With his majestic size and imposing dorsal fin, he certainly attracted the attention of everyone around him. However, the young Orca soon realized that Rex was not the leader, but rather a protector and valuable advisor. His presence was comforting, and his knowledge of the ocean and its creatures was vast. He often helped coordinate hunts, but did so in collaboration with the older, wiser females like Mother Moon. Rex had an extraordinary ability to listen and observe. Instead of imposing his ideas, he encouraged communication among all group members. The young Orca was impressed to see how Rex respected everyone's opinions, regardless of size or age. When the group gathered to discuss where to hunt or when to migrate, Rex became a mediator, allowing everyone to contribute their ideas. The young Orca felt that Rex not only protected the group, but also cultivated an environment where everyone felt valued and heard. As the young Orca grew, he also witnessed other males in different roles. Some, like Rex, were figures of support and wisdom, while others, more aggressive, frequently clashed with one another. The young Orca realized that the struggle for leadership was not merely a matter of physical strength. It involved strategy, empathy, and mutual respect among group members. He began to understand that for a male to truly stand out, it was essential to cultivate healthy relationships and solidify bonds within the pod. During one of the hunts, the young Orca had the chance to observe a conflict between two males. One of them, a young and impulsive Orca named Thunder, was trying to demonstrate his strength and skill, seeking to attract the group's attention. Meanwhile, Rex remained calm, demonstrating the importance of not letting competition turn into rivalry. The young Orca saw how Rex approached Thunder and, with a gentle gesture, invited him to join in the hunting maneuver, showing that teamwork was always more effective than reckless competition. These lessons were fundamental for the young Orca. He began to understand that, even though the males were physically imposing, true power came from wisdom and the ability to build connections. He saw leadership as a role of shared responsibility, where each member of the group contributed their talents and experiences. As the seasons changed, the young Orca found himself in situations where he needed to apply what he had learned about the role of males in the group. He started to stand out in his own hunts, but not through displays of strength. Instead, he focused on collaboration, learning to appreciate the strengths of his companions and to use his cunning to integrate into the group dynamic. However, a new challenge was about to arise, testing not only the young Orca's courage, but also his understanding of what it meant to be a true member of the pod. His journey of self-discovery and the quest for a meaningful role within the group was just beginning. As the young Orca navigated the blue waters of the ocean, he began to hear murmurs of a different danger, a challenge that was not natural but rather caused by humans. The idea that they, as apex predators, could also be hunted was something he had never considered before. Intrigued and frightened, he approached Mother Moon, seeking to understand more about this new threat. Humans are complex creatures, Mother Moon began, her voice filled with wisdom and concern. They have the ability to transform the ocean and everything that lives in it. However, many of them do not understand the consequences of their actions. Sometimes they hunt us, believing we are merely monsters of the sea. Other times, they capture our prey, which disrupts the entire balance of our home. As she spoke, Mother Moon recalled a time when a group of orcas had ventured near a coast in search of food, only to encounter a deadly trap: human fishing nets. Mother Moon's description was vivid and horrifying, and the young orca could hardly imagine the scene. The images of orcas trapped, struggling to free themselves, echoed in his mind. He understood that these encounters often ended in tragedy, both for the orcas and for the fishermen, who could lose their nets and even their lives in the process. It is not just capture that we must fear, Mother Moon continued. The loud sounds of boats and the bright lights also affect us. They can disorient us and lead us to dangerous places, where we cannot find our way back. The young orca felt a chill at the thought that the very ocean, which had always been his home, was now also a place of uncertainty. On a sunny day, while exploring new areas with his companions, the young orca had his first direct encounter with humans. A large, noisy vessel appeared in the distance, cutting through the waters at a terrifying speed. The orcas paused and watched, with a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. The young orca could feel the tension in the air as the group organized itself into formation. What should they do? Was it safe to approach? Rex, the most respected male in the group, signaled for everyone to stay calm. He explained that the vessel was not an immediate predator, but that they could be affected by its activities. We must be careful. They do not understand our language, and their intentions may be dangerous. Stay together and observe, Rex instructed. The young orca felt his heart race, but at the same time, a sense of unity enveloped him. The group was prepared to act together, and that was a comfort. As the boat approached, the young orca realized a new reality. Although they were the predators of the sea, the presence of humans brought a new kind of vulnerability. He wondered how a being so powerful could be threatened by another so different. The lessons from Mother Moon and Rex were now clearer than ever. They needed to adapt, learning to navigate a world where humans had become a dangerous part of the ecosystem. However, this new understanding also ignited a flame within him. He wanted to learn more, to understand human behavior, and how they could coexist harmoniously with the ocean. He began to see that, even in the face of threat, there might be opportunities to create a more balanced relationship. But he also knew that this journey would not be easy. New challenges lay ahead, and he would need courage and cunning to protect his group and his home.